burnout is not just like a flu symptom. Burnout is a result of years of pushing yourself to the extreme. And it's your body saying, babe, I am done. I can't. I don't have any more to give. And that takes a really long time to heal.
Hi, I'm Mickelle Weber, founder of House of Peregrine. This show is for life abroad and those crafting their life story with intention. I bring you conversations about international finances, meaning making, relationships, and parenting. I bring on the experts that help you on your journey so that you can connect more deeply with yourself, the people around you, and the place you currently call home. Find out more at houseofperegrine.com, where you can find exclusive guides, products, software, and a community that's waiting to welcome you. Welcome to House of Peregrine.
Absolutely. So I was born in Australia to a Dutch mother and an Austrian-born Australian father. And my father worked for the Australian High Commission. And so from the age of 2 years old, we moved country every 3 or 4 years. And so growing up, I was always the new girl at school. I always had a different accent, and I was always searching for how to belong into these new social groups. So it was an incredibly beautiful, amazing experience. But as you said, there's a negative side to that. And there was a lot of heartbreak and the pain of losing your life and having to start over multiple times. And so when it came to where do I want to live, I chose to live in Amsterdam because my mother being Dutch, we had come back to the Netherlands quite regularly throughout my childhood and my teenage years to visit her family. So for me, this felt like the most consistent and familiar place through my upbringing. And so I had this idea in my head of like, okay, I'm going to move to the Netherlands and I'm going to feel like I belong and all my cousins are there. My family is there. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. And I moved here. And that was not the case. And then I just realized that I am not Dutch. Dutch people don't see me as Dutch at all. Australian people don't see me as Australian because I don't have the accent. And looking for that sense of home and belonging, it was very disappointing to realize that that's not something that can be found in a place necessarily. And so doing my best to create my dream life, I went into overdrive. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make this the best experience ever. I'm going to work super hard in my career and achieve incredible things. I am going to work out like crazy and get the best body. I'm going to give everything to my relationships and I'm going to go out all the time. La, 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 la. And this kept going for quite a few years until my body started to send warning signs that I was feeling more exhausted. I was getting headaches. I was getting a lot of stomach issues, digestion issues, and I was becoming more and more unhappy. But I ignored that. And my intuition was flashing the lights saying something's not right. These people are not the people you're supposed to be with, but I didn't want to listen to that. So I kept going. I kept pushing until eventually my body collapsed into burnout. And this burnout lasted almost 3 years, took 3 years to fully recover from. And I lost everything I had worked so hard for. Relationship was gone, career was gone, home was gone, social circle gone, health was gone. I couldn't walk to the end of the street. Like, this is how intense it was. My nervous system had been under so much stress and pressure that I couldn't listen to music for about a year. I couldn't walk into a store for 6 months because the lights and the colors and the people, oh my God. So I really, really collapsed. And I remember being on my yoga mat in child's pose. And for the first time, I could really hear my body. My body was bleeding with me. And she asked me, why is it never enough? Why don't you love me? Why are you always pushing me so hard? And in that moment, I made a promise to my body. I said, okay, from now on, I am going to listen to you, and you and I are going to do this together. And that was the beginning of me learning to really listen to my body, to honor my body, to respect my body, and just to understand how my energy actually works. And so from my burnout, the only thing I knew was I cannot go back to my corporate job. That's no longer an option. So when I asked myself, what do I really want to do? It was, I want to teach people to love their bodies. and to be in their bodies and to have a relationship where they're not pushing themselves and criticizing themselves and beating themselves up all the time, but just really caring for themselves on a deep somatic level. And so I started teaching yoga. I used yoga as a tool to help people to connect to what they were feeling. And that evolved into coaching and mentorship, into nervous system regulation, into energy work, into all sorts of modalities. But yeah, that is the basis of all of my work, is that connection to the body, because that really saved my life to bring myself back to my body. And even though burnout was the most painful, excruciating experience of my life, I am so grateful, because it was the ultimate lesson of you cannot ignore your body. You cannot treat it like a machine, because it's just not.
Yeah. I realize we didn't define burnout because this is such your experience. I think you can speak to it so eloquently, because burnout is something that we very poorly understood, even more stigmatized, and people actually, it probably doesn't look or feel like what people think it does. This is not being tired. This is not being overwhelmed. Can you give us a really good idea of what burnout actually is?
So, burnout is essentially a physical, mental, and emotional collapse in your body. So if we look at the nervous system and we imagine that there, for simplicity's sake, there are three main levels. So level one, we're regulated, right? We're relaxed in our body. We feel safe. This is where we feel creative, where we connect to other people, where we're happy. This is where we want to live. This is the good stuff. Then, if we move to level two, this is where your nervous system gets activated into fight or flight. It senses danger. And danger to our bodies, it doesn't matter if it's a deadline or if it's a tiger coming to rip our faces off, okay? It's the same thing. So our body can't differentiate between stress that is not life-threatening and stress that is. And so when we get activated into this fight or flight, cortisol pumps through, adrenaline pumps through, and all our energy goes into our muscles so we can fight for our lives or run for our lives. Brilliant system. However, we're not supposed to stay here. And in our modern world, a lot of people are living in this fight or flight state, that the level of stress becomes their new normal. And because all of that energy is going into your muscles, the other functions in your body are not working optimally. Your immune system is not working optimally. Your digestion is not, your hormones, all of that is being sacrificed to save you, right? We got to run away from the tiger. And your body is incredibly resilient. So we can stay there for quite a long time. But at some point, our body just starts to break down. It cannot hold that tension or that stress for so long. Our batteries, if you will, start to drain. And then we go into level three, which is kind of this dorsal state. It's in the wild, if the tiger has gotten us, we go numb, right? We're preparing for death. It's like the body's saying, I cannot fight this anymore. I surrender. I don't feel anything. Just eat me. Let the tiger eat me. And so what's happening is, in that sense of burnout, you've become incredibly numb emotionally and mentally. So anything that used to give you joy, you don't feel joy. You don't feel anything. In fact, the only thing I could do was cry, because I had no idea who I was. I cannot emotionally connect to other people. I don't care about anything, right? Like there's a sense of failure and detachment and being alone in the world, and that nothing else matters. Nothing matters. Everything's pointless. But at the same time, your body is not only in this state of collapse, it's still stressed, because that's level two, right? So in that healing process, what we do is we kind of dip down into fight or flight. We feel all that stress again, and then we go back up into that level three, and we're just kind of here. And we need to get down to that level one where we're healthy and happy. Burnout is really hard for people to understand, because on the outside, you look normal, but you don't have the energy, you don't have the willpower. Your body cannot function anymore. It's fought the battle for so long, and your energy is done. It's empty. And so in that healing process, because it takes so long to heal, that energy might recharge. You might sleep for a bit and, okay, I have a bit of energy, but then anything you do takes energy again. You're back to square one. That's why it takes so long to heal. And our society, our culture expects us to get over burnout the way we get over a cold or the flu, right? I have people and I'm like, how long have you been on burnout leave? 3 months, 6 months, and they want me to come back to work. I'm like, you're not ready. You can't. You will crash even more. They are not going to get the results they want from you. We don't understand that burnout is not just like a flu symptom. Burnout is a result of years of pushing yourself to the extreme. And it's your body saying, babe, I am done. I can't. I don't have any more to give. And that takes a really long time to heal. And it's a very painful experience if you have associated your sense of self-worth with what you achieve, or this need to prove yourself, or you're a perfectionist, or anything like that. It can be devastating to realize. It can feel like a failure, and it can feel like your body has betrayed you.
Yeah. And I think that I've heard people say this, like, you would never ask someone to walk on a broken leg, but we're asking people to go back to work or go back to normal life with a broken body, essentially.
Yeah.
Like your spirit is broken down.
Yeah.
And that surprises people. I think it takes you, because we're so used to being able, especially as if you're able-bodied adult, you can pretty much do anything. This level of breakdown is disconcerting at best. It takes you completely by surprise.
Yeah. And I don't think people understand how extreme it is. Because I've heard people talking like, oh, I had a burnout and blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm feeling burnt out and la, 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 la. I'm like, that's different. That's tired. That's exhaustion. Okay, that's fine. But burnout is, you're done. Like, this is very extreme. And I don't think it's being taken. I don't think people are realizing how extreme it is. Yeah, it's intense.
Okay, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed our show. For the latest insights on living internationally, join us at houseofperegrine.com to find out how you can connect with our community. Let's craft our life story with intention together.